It really felt like all of these films came together and sort of told a journey, right? They all had different types of journeys. Some were at the end about brief journeys, but self-discovery, we talk about self-discovery, about becoming strong, about an actual journey with a father and grief, leaving America and leaving family and friends, the loss and trying to find a journey through that loss and that grief, and same with Sea Charm and David's film, Love of a Lifetime. So, you write and you make what you know, mostly. And I think in these films, that's what we're seeing. So I want each of you, and then I'm going to throw it to the audience because we only really have like 20 minutes for Q&A. But I'm going to start with each of you. Go ahead and talk. I just want you to talk about why this story. Why this story? Because I feel like a lot of this story, a lot of your stories resonated with people in the audience. And I know that they are heartfelt for you. And we thank you so much for sharing them with us. See, I get weepy. So please, come over here, your friends. So let's start with, say your name, and then your film, and then just sort of give us a reason why you made your film.
My name is There you go. My name is Brahms Kennard. I am the director and writer of Bridge Together. So the story is kind of funny. So initially, I actually wrote the script for a Disney incubator program. Didn't get picked. They're lost. They got the next stars and stuff. So I sat on that script for some time, and honestly would never have presented it to anybody, and because I thought it could only be done one way. I don't usually write anything with special effects because it's expensive. So for some reason the stars ended up aligning, probably a pun intended there, and then ended up being able to shoot it. But what inspired me to write that story just had a lot to do with, just the trajectory and where I want my career to go. I really want to make movies that resonate with everyone, so I just really had to draw from something that was heavy on my heart. It's just the connection that I have with my family, and it was really cool to show a black family in a light where, it's probably cliche, the dad was the bear, right? And you would think it was because of something adverse or just something bad, but he actually went on a super cool intergalactic space travel. Exactly. So it was, it's just refreshing to be able to write a story that, I often imagine if you wrote a script and you presented it to the Hollywood suits, how would they cast it? Almost like instinctively, they'd be like, no offense, obviously, they'd be like, this is a white family, they wouldn't think any other way. It just doesn't happen that way. I'm old enough to know that it just doesn't happen that way. So it's a privilege and honor to be able to create film with people that I align with, that I feel like, there was a time where they would watch something on the screen, something in either the theater or at home, and just be like, that's how you're supposed to look to be in Hollywood. That's how you're supposed to look to make film. That's how actors look. And just flipping that on its head and owning it, and being able to create a story that, that kind of transcends sci-fi into, family drama, and, that I truly believe can resonate with people is absolute privilege and honor. But that's the inspiration. It started with a Disney rejection.
Thank you. Positive, but sometimes rejections are good and move you forward.
Hey, how's it going, y'all? My name is Miguel Percal. I directed Donde Comienzas Tú, and the plan is I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I still live there, but I'm also studying here in the U.S. For college. Shout out to Emerson College. And my first semester there was a big change, you know, going from home to the U.S., a little bit of a culture shock, but I also wanted to make something that represented what we go through, because as Puerto Ricans, all of us are faced with that decision of whether staying on the island and having to live through natural disasters, political disasters, economical disasters, social disasters, a lot of things. Or going to the U.S., and it's kind of this game that we all play of, like, when are we going to leave? And it's a reality that you don't really see when people talk about Puerto Rico in U.S. news or in a lot of our own music. So making this really felt like a way of expressing myself and the experiences that I've gone through, my friends have gone through, my family has gone through, while also kind of bringing it into a new spotlight and touching on other themes at the same time, making it timely for what we as young people, young Puerto Ricans, are currently going through.
Hi everybody, I'm U-Meleni. I'm the writer director of Reclamation. This is my country. These are words I never thought I would be saying because I'm a poet, generally speaking. But this film came about due to losing my parents. My mother passed away in 2020. Because of closed borders, I wasn't able to say goodbye, so I said goodbye on Facebook Live. And in 2022, my father died. And so in 2023 actually, I went home for the first time to see my parents' graves. And it was at that point that I realized such heavy loss, but also realized the importance and the power of what they leave behind for us, for me and my brother, and that is the land. And so this was really a meditation about land and my connection to the land now that my roots have gone. And this idea of agency and erasure, the idea that once my mom passed away, once my father passed away, is that land still mine? Does it belong to me? And that sense of erasure, when folks are no longer there, do you still own the land? Do you own the history and the culture? And that's what I wanted to convey, and to remember the imprint that my parents made on my life, and that's the reason why I stand here today. So thank you for being with us.
Hi everyone, I'm Akila, producer of C-Charm. Someday you have to teach me how to do this one day, but so I'll let JD tell you more about it because it's from his heart. Sorry, I'm so not good at this. But it was written and filmed during a time that was of grief. Both Trey and Jamie were going through. And I got to witness them, make art, make something beautiful from it. And that's why I do this, because art basically brings people together. Shout out to everyone who came. It's a way of healing and also uplifting. So I wanted to say to Jamie and Trey, your dad and your girl would be so proud. So sorry.
But yeah, basically, Michaela hit on the head, just wanting to do something creative and artistic with my friends. But you know, going on that journey, it was amazing because there were so many situations that just fell perfectly into line when we were filming this. Even looking for some, inspiration. My grandma left me a book, a Langston Hughes book, and on that book was a note that she left me about, she was an activist in her own way, so continuing the fight and going through that book, that's where I found the poem. I showed Trey the poem. He's like, my dad would have loved this Death of a Seaman poem, and just the day was perfect. Like everything just worked out well. We felt like they were guiding us the whole way. So really, just when you're doing the right thing and you're doing things out of love, it just happens to work out.
Come on.
I love comedy. That's my, Sean and I, he's my writing partner, one of my writing partners. And this started off as a comedy. Then I had some unfortunate things in my life. I lost my mom in Kenya, when was it?
2017.
2017, I lost my mom. A few years later, 2020, I lost my brother. 2022, during pre-production of this film, I lost my other brother from cancer. A month later, I got diagnosed with cancer. I'm a living testament of this film, going through and losing. So the movie turned from a comedy to what it is now. And what it is for me is a love letter to those who I've lost, because I wasn't able to grieve like I wanted to, and this movie is kind of that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm cancer-free.
Okay, so I'm so sorry that we didn't give you tissues. I know I could use some. I just think it's so important, especially for people of color, to be able to tell our stories, to be able to share each other's stories. We all have gone through this, and for them to create art to help us with our own journeys, I think it's amazing. So if we can just give them, I mean, they share their heart and their soul with us. Do I have time for like 2 questions for these lovely people? Yes, okay. Does anybody have any questions, or everyone just, Andrea?
Yeah, my question is for, I guess it would be for everyone. Did you find that making your film helped you on the journey to healing? Do you find that you're at a different place, and have you found that other people that work with you are farther down a path to healing from your films?
Great. Everyone take 30 seconds.
Yes.
Everyone else has to Jane.
Yeah, I would definitely say so, just because it's like putting that energy into something positive instead of dwelling on negative habits or things like that. And now I have something I can always look back to when I'm disturbed or things like that. So that's good. That's good.
And Chase Grandmother didn't have a funeral, so this feels like we're made like a hug, and this can be something like that.
For me, I think, yes, it certainly has helped me on the journey. I think, the last time I had a conversation with my mom in Zimbabwe, she gave me her journals and she told me I should tell her story, our story, however it is. So I feel that she gave me the permission, and this is my way through all the work that I've been doing since she passed is an homage to her, but also incidentally she was a librarian archivist, so I'm collecting her stories. So for me it's about stitching memory and making sure that she is still here and she is still captured in the work that I do.
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote this as a way of kind of explaining to myself what this process was like, and then actually shooting this with close friends who had gone through that process with me. It was amazing to be able to go through that and actually have those conversations, and then presenting that on the island and having people come up to me and talk to me about their experiences with having to move away, with their friends having to move away, and conversations that they couldn't have because they were afraid to talk about it. I mean, it's still happening every time I present it, so I'm really glad that I've been able to have these experiences.
it was probably, it's probably more appropriate for me just to say that watching your films and then hearing you guys share, it's really inspirational, and to see the different perspectives you can have from something that we all have experienced, which is lost, is, truly stories like this need to continue being told, and people need to continue being vulnerable, and hearing how art can be like a shared experience for healing, and bringing people together despite whatever you can feel through a loss. It's definitely beautiful to see and hear. That's again the power of filmmaking, I believe.
I have one request. If you've worked on Love of a Lifetime, cast crew, could you please just stand up? Could you stand up, please? Thank all of you. You all, I love you. Know how I feel about you all. Albert, you want to stand up? Oh, okay. Thank you all. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
All right, so thank you all for journeying with us this evening. We have another set of films going on at 8 o'clock, and we have a filmmaker hangout tonight at Fort Hill Bar and Grill. You're all welcome to join us there at 9:30 and beyond. And can we just give one round of applause again for these films?